So you've all seen those commercials. What commercials? You know what I'm talking about. The commercial where the middle-aged man walks down the street of an impoverished country and introduces you to poor children who you could help for less than $1 a day. Oh, yeah, and they always play those super sad songs. Yeah, those commercials. The problem with some of these bigger aid organizations is transparency. What is my money actually going towards? If you find yourself struggling to answer that question, I have a suggestion for you. Donate to Microfinancing organization. What is microfinancing? Microfinance, sometimes called microcredit, involves loaning a small amount of money to a poor person in a different country so that they can start their own small business. Many hardworking people in developing countries cannot grow their businesses due to lack of access to affordable credit. Oftentimes, these people only need a small loan so that they can expand their business, uplift themselves from debt, and improve their own financial situation. Here's an example. Saima Muhammad was a desperately poor woman living in Pakistan. She was a victim of domestic abuse and her husband had accumulated a debt of over $2,000. She was in such a desperate situation that she had to send her daughter to live with an aunt because she couldn't afford to feed her. Saima would try to make money by selling random goods in the market but was largely unsuccessful. And that's when she found out about a microfinancing organization called the CAF Foundation. Saima took out a $65 loan with the foundation and used the money to buy beads and cloth, which she then turned into beautiful embroidery. She used the profits to buy more beads and more cloth, and eventually had her own embroidery business and was earning a steady income. Within 1 year, Saima had earned enough money to bring her daughter back into her home, and she even began paying off the debt that her husband had accumulated. When merchants began asking for more embroidery than Saima could produce, she began paying her neighbors and even her husband to work for her. Eventually, Saima became the tycoon of her neighborhood. By the end of it all, Saima was able to completely pay off her husband's debt, keep her daughter in school, connect running water to her house, and buy a television. Not to mention the fact that she was now the owner of a small but successful business. So let's recap. Desperately poor woman gets a $65 loan and turns it into a successful business. Pretty impressive. Instead of donating $65 to an organization that claims to be feeding the poor, you could donate $65 to a microfinancing organization to help people like Saima, who would then have the opportunity to create their own small business and even employ their neighbors, which would benefit the entire community. So if you wish to help somebody struggling with poverty, what should you do? Well, you could start by going to the bank. Once you've done that, find a microfinancing organization that allows for individual donations, or look into an organization called Kiva. Kiva is a microfinancing organization that allows individual donors to donate $25. After they do so, they'll be matched up with a borrower who's in need of a loan, and throughout the entire process, they'll receive updates telling them what their $25 is actually going towards. I'm not suggesting that the bigger aid organizations are bad or corrupt. I'm simply saying that microfinancing organizations give you a bigger bang for your buck. As we saw with Saima's story, $65 could literally change somebody's life, more so than $65 worth of water or food. So the next time you're thinking about donating to help alleviate poverty, look no further than microfinancing organizations. Thank you.